Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Dominions 5. We are Bob the God of Friwald in the late spring of year 4 of the Ascension Wars. This is turn 50 and let's go through it. First of all, I've actually already recorded this episode, and I did that at the very start of this turn, and then what happens is that I step away from the computer and I do something else, and then I get this, you get this little I could have changed that, and then I go back and do some small changes. I think, I could just show that at the start of the next episode, what kind of changes I've made. But I've made so many changes to this turn that I don't really remember what happened in the video anymore. And I just went back and forth, and then I changed it again, and then I changed it again, and then now we're here, and the turn has now rolled over. I did some last minute changes as well, and now we'll go through all of it. I hope, and then that will be the episode. I'm just going to do it again. So here we go. Thaumaturgy is completed. We're now at level 5, and we'll start Conjuration. That's as it's been for the last few turns. We now have Control Undead, though. So Bind Bone Fiends, we get a new Wraith Lord in. Auspex here. I changed Than from moving around Side Searching. He's not going to cast the Side Searching air spell now. And he found a magic site in Windon. It's an enchanted windmill that gives supplies and 1 air gem per turn, so nice. It only costs 2 gems to do it this way, and then he can do it searching every turn instead of moving and searching, so it's faster. I think it's okay. We only have him to do it, and it's only level 2, so he won't find a lot of good sites if not for doing it this way. Let's see, returning on Vigitus, he will be moving out from the capital. Ruprecht has cast Heavenly Wrath. No other magic sites. Very poor blood searching. Still having some some unrest issues here, and then some attrition from walking around. Then a lot of battles. Let's just go through them. Let's see. This one is a raid from a Wraith Lord, and this is where Spiccato, our Fire Elemental, is. It's a little bit of an interesting fight because we do have him, but he is scripted to run away. He's gonna cast some stuff, and then he will run away. These little sprites here are actually pretty good here because they do magic damage, which bypasses most of the Wraith Lord's things. One of them gets killed by a fireball, which is unfortunate. And in the fight, the actual fight, it's worth noting that first of all, the Wraith Lord here, the Shanton Wraith Lord, is now no longer scripted to move forward and attack. He is an on-cast spell for the entire fight. And we will see in this fight why. Now, also interesting that the cavemen are actually capable of wounding the Wraith Lord, but not to the point where he's losing actual hit points. Unfortunate that the Fire Elemental doesn't get in here and get some good hits in. There's also an Earth Elemental because we did have another mage in here. Arnulf here is casting some spells. The Fire Elemental ran away and will get away safely. And we fight and we fight and we fight. We now trample him, so he gets moved around by the Earth Elemental. But, well, he took a condition here, so that's nice. Okay. An affliction is that is. And then the final, the other mage runs away, and he lives. But at the end here, he casts Control the Dead. So that's important. Shanton has Thaumaturgy level 5 already, and he saw me trying to... well, he couldn't have seen me trying to do that already, since I just got Thaumaturgy level 5. Right. But he has it himself, and he saw me using a Wraith Lord against him, so now he's trying to do the same thing that I wanted to do to him, which is to steal Wraith Lord from the other guy, and now he's going to try to do that strategy against me. So it probably won't work too much, but he can't control my buried consorts, so they can do that to him. Now here we have another raid from him with another Wraith Lord. It's gonna go in. Interesting here that we have a priest in the Promise Defense, and he does try to banish the guy. He gets 3 attempts in, and then he fails all of them, and then he runs away. So that is another successful raid from Shenton. And in here, in Kratas, we see the adulation of the Writhing Flesh coming in, only against Promise Defense. She brought the Troll. And that's interesting because it is not poison immune, and so it dies from her own poison aura. In Vlex, there is a battle between Shenton and Atinium. This is the Grand Army of Shenton moving around. And not so grand anymore. It has diminished in size quite a bit since it started its march, and it is still a powerhouse. There are so many things going on here, and a lot of mages. Worth noting that they have not been researching for a long time. So that is kind of interesting that he's, sending a lot of these resources out in the world. Not my usual strategies. Important here, he doesn't lose any mages, but he does lose 8 units. Well, that's nothing. Okay. There wasn't really anything to defend. In Atinium, I am scouting with a scout just to check his province defense, because we might want to backstab Atinium before the new player comes in. We don't know yet. Then there was a battle in Carrion Mire. Here is 2 of our angels against the province defense and 1 shaman in here. Shaman. You can imagine how this will go. The angels fly to the back line, killing him. Then in the melee, we manage to take a little bit of hit before they kill the final commander, but then everything routes. So we lose some of our distraction in here. The Friwald school infantries are basically gone. In the Lost World, we see a battle between Rosbat and Vas. This is just a reclaiming or removing a sieging force. What do we have here? He started to use these Adept of the Iron Order now. Here's the hero of his nation. Interesting. Who's sacred. Very cool. No items on him. No items on any of these. Ooh, level 5. Yikes. That is very interesting. Let's see. But he takes that with no casualties. In Alluvia, this is in the water, just us reclaiming with our Wraith Lord. He didn't have any province defense in there. There was a battle in Sulfuria. This is me raiding Atinium. And we are overpowered here. Or outnumbered. And that will in fact, I think, result in us running away. But he didn't take any afflictions. And he gets away. So it's all good. We're taking control of a province here. No resistance. We have taken... so there's a battle in Shenton. And that's interesting, of course. That's the capital of him. This is our army that is capable of coming in here. And the only province defense here to oppose us. So our trolls will move in. And that's sort of our main force, is actually these trolls. So that's not what I intended, but it's not a bad result. I kind of like that. Shenton, we lose 1 sea troll. And takes out his rather large province defense here. So that's nice. That was in Shenton and in the Mere. Now the big battle with some angels here. Here we have 3 Wraith Lords. And we will try to take this province once more. I'll zoom out so we can see the whole thing. So giants and sea trolls and undead. Yeah, the Friwald, they use everything. Now in the back, they land, they kill the Wraith Lords. These angels... I didn't know when I picked Friwald that this nation, the strongest suit of this nation would be these angels here. This is basically winning me the game, having this these mobile super thugs that are just running around killing everything, winning me every important battle. I thought this would be a nation of hobbits. I'm not sure how the angels fit into the hobbit lore. I haven't really given that much thought. Help me come up with some lore if you like. I have no idea how that works out. This is a I didn't even really check this, sorry. I was talking. This is the raid on the province inside Shenton's cap circle. We have a lot of giants and some cavemen. We even have some Banes. Very low leadership though. We only have one leader in here right now, which is the Buried Initiate here. And he has his 2 mages here. 1 more mage back there. And the fire elementals are what is giving us pause here. They do overcome it. But then just in time, some of our units starts to rout and then the whole thing routs. We were getting into the archers and the mages, but then they broke. And he's fatigued out, but he will live, I think. So this is important. This is bad, because I had a lot of giants here, a lot of cavemen, these Banes here, and almost nothing gets away from this fight. This is not the one. Domin? Yeah. Retreat details. Herman the captain were lost with all of his units, which were the giants and the cavemen. Well, 4 of them dispersed after the battle and retreated their own, and then a total of, yeah, they just retreated on their own. Only 9 made into our own territory. We lost the initiate, actually, so that was a really, really poor raid. Lots of strong units, and somehow we lose it. I needed more leadership in there, I think. Anyway, we have taken another province without, God damn it, with no resistance. Vimir. This is really early in the morning. I'm sorry. So I have my tea and it's still too warm to drink, so I'm still a little... I checked Atinium's army here, and this is the Grand Army of Atinium standing outside his capital. He has a similar army in the capital. Lots of mages, lots of these Lamias who are also poison resistant. Yeah. Fortunately, our Bless is anti-poison, and our undeads will not be affected by it, so we do have some counters for Atinium. Part of why I put my Bless the way it is. That was in Remire, then in the Sacred Lake. This one I just checked, and I did a mistake here. I moved in 2 commanders. I think I originally scripted this guy to move in and retreat, and then I changed my mind. I did it with the other one, but I didn't change his movement order, so he still moves in and he didn't have any script. It would have been cool if he took the province on his own, but he doesn't. So he dies. We just lost that leader. It's all good. In the Quantum, though, we move in with a raiding force just in case he didn't put any real province defense. He didn't put a lot. We have some Skelet Spammers moving in, dumping some skeletons, and then they will run away, and then the Buried Initiates will hold up the fight, and hopefully the skeletons will win the fight here. That's enough of them. And they do indeed overpower whatever was here. So that was a fairly efficient strategy, actually. We didn't lose anything. And we killed the province defense. Then there was battle in the Windswept. Oops, that was the next one, whatever. In Kole Mergor, we raid a province, and I think we take this one without issue. In the Windswept Desert, we raid, and I think we are taking this one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that one. Here's in the Windswept Desert. Yes, we don't even get any kills, so that must be the summoned units killing them. There was a battle in Kole Mergor, and then in Gilged. You will note that this is Kontum, and Kontum has decided to move out his army, which is exactly what I wanted, so it's good, but it's he's gonna probably win this formula, because we don't have a lot in here, and we know how Kontum's army operate, so it's all about killing as much of his army here as we can. Those archers, well, at least they're going on to this province defense here, but look at that barrage of incoming missiles of different types. The mages are all throwing this acid bolt. The archers are throwing fiery arrows, and then we have these lions coming in with their acid breath. So it's fire, it's acid, and it's more acid. Now, worth noting that Bob is here with a very light backup, and he is casting some spells. What is he casting? Charm Animal, right. So he has both these ants and these buffaloes are animals, so he can actually charm them and they'll turn around and fight their own guys, which is really nice because it's working in good places. Like this guy is turned around and then they end up killing each other. Gives us more kills all around. Are these guys considered animals? No, they're magic beings. So this goes on for a little while and then we run away. Bob gets away safely. Didn't even take a hit in this fight, really. So it was fine having him here, and he just supported the army and killed some stuff. In the back line, we have to try to figure out how to kill this army. There's one of them that has this soul contract, so that's how he's getting his devils. This guy has insignificant afflictions. Not a lot of items here all around. They all have the liquid body thing. But an angel could fly to the back line of this army and probably kill it. That's what I'm hoping will happen. We had to use our angels for different things this turn though, but we'll get to that. This is the fortress of Keejchen that I was sieging. And we get some very nice intel here. Of course, the number of these eagles. Also, this is the province with the conjuration summoning bonus, so he's definitely taking full advantage of that. Just he's spamming conjurations in here. But worth noting is that there is so many mages here. And I think Mr. Shanton has moved a lot of his mage core from his capital into this province in order to use the conjuration bonus here. Which is, of course, that's a good thing. Except, that was the final battle. Now they're here, they're not in here. So whatever is inside the capital is very, very weak. And we busted the fortification this turn, so we aren't done here yet, really. There was an unexpected event here. We got some blood slaves and some gold, and in the next one we lost 359 gold. So we lost gold overall, but I have a lot of gold this turn for some reason. We're just making a lot of money. We started to destroy the fort in the Black Sea, the underwater fort. We still don't break that one, so next turn, hopefully. And on Kuntum, we aren't harming the fortress. In Shem, we are actually hurting the fort now, but it takes more time. In Laria, they closed it back up, the breach, but the entrance to the fortification to Shanton has been breached. We can storm the fort. I did not expect this to be the case. That's not why we moved in. I just wanted to harass him. But we are totally assaulting his fort this turn. Because I don't think there's anything inside it, and I think there's something, but very, very little. And we have an army, and let's see, we have bought 2 mercenaries here. If you look around, the thing is, because we're sitting on this fort, we're literally leaving a caveman who's deceased to sit on top of this fort and keep it down. So he has to break siege, which is the only thing the army in here can do this turn, is to break siege. He can do that. He can get out of here. That's fine. But he can't attack this fort in the same turn. So we're freed from this army to attack in here. In the neighboring province, he has 3 enemy units here. We know what they are. That's the mages here. They survived. And here there's 1 single shaman. Up here there's a... So then we see these 2 forts up here. And I think this fort here, because there is a swamp in the middle, they will not be able to reinforce in here. This one up here, there might be mountains here, but there's also a road between these 2 provinces. So I think they can get down in here. And now this is a mix of Druids of the Plagues, primarily Druids of the Plagues, but then also foul-spawn light ochre infantries. So about 30 enemy units, and they can attack before we get the fight inside the fort. So I am in fact moving 1, 2, and the new Angel Frodo II in here, and we will they'll not be able to participate in the fort fight itself, but they will be able to help with the fight outside of it. Same with, we have some other reinforcements coming in from here. Just these guys. I think Seiserbert is moving in there. Henrik here. So a little bit of and Ruprecht over here with what fled from this combat. They are all moving in here, and I've scripted it so that we have most of our melee units up front. There's no flyers in here, only a very few at least, but then the frogs are at the back to take that out. The angels will come in and be blessed, and then they'll jump in and kill the army outside, hopefully, along with some of the new units coming. They all just sit to the front. Now these guys are set to the front because they can pass through walls, so they'll help in the fortress fight. Same with Folge, summoning fire elementals is at the top here, so that he may push. So his fire elementals may push around and through the wall. And all in all, I think with what we have here, we will be able to just kill whatever's inside the fort. That means the capital of Shanton falls. That means the temple in here dies. That means that we can destroy the lab. We can destroy the fortress if I want. He won't. I might keep it if I think I can, but otherwise we'll just set everything to destroy the lab and destroy the fortress itself. I'm totally gonna do that to him. He's been doing that to Atinium, so it's time the time has come for it to happen to him. Now, moving on to the fight for Shenton as a whole, we took this one up here. There was a temple in here. The temple was found and swiftly raised, so that's nice. We were destroying the lab. The thing he was able to recruit in here were the... Oh my lord, god dang it. Come on. My mouse is giving me issues here. Friwald. Okay, and we'll go back in there. Here, he had this Mother Oak in here, so he can also recruit a witch, which also required a temple and a lab too. So that's why he was focused on having this in here. Very good mages, both of them. This one could be in a communion, and this one is disease healer, which is really nice. And then also his access, I think, into earth. We took that away from him, and we will destroy the lab, and then we'll be moving in here. This is not something I can expect to hold reliably. We're recruiting some units to help Balthasar break this next one here. Now, from here, we took this province. There was no items on any of these raid lords, so we didn't gain any of them, unfortunately, but we are raiding every province around it. So we'll take this one, or we'll raid this one with these two here. If we didn't put a lot of province defense in here, we might get it. This one here, we are moving the two mercenaries and two scalar spammers in. And this one, we are moving two scalar spammers and 3 buried initiates. I'm hoping that will be enough here. In the fort, I'm actually we're sending some stuff down here, and then 3 angels. Now you notice that the god of Atinium, Shenton, moved in here. And we're looking at where can she go. She doesn't have Dominion. Oh, she does have a Dominion here, so she could go here. I don't think she wants to go here. But the thing is, she wants to go to a lab so that she can teleport and do that trick again. She moved in here. That gives her 2 options. It's either this lab, which he knows is here if he doesn't think I destroyed it. And he sees the army in here. So he might want to go for that army. That's entirely possible. In which case, I read him wrong. I think he is going into Shem to try and save his throne and to kill the troops, to kill the siege in here. So I'm flying in Sariel, Peregrine, and Samwise. And they are all just set to attack. We right away go back and kill the god. If we can kill the god, you've noticed that Shenton doesn't use priests a lot. Now, they do have, I noticed, 5 inferior bishops in here and some other few things, but we'll kill whatever's in here. And then he doesn't have temples in any of these provinces. He has a temple in here. So after we win this fight, I might want to, if we don't take too many losses, I might want to sit on top of this fort again so he can't recruit priests. And then we want to try to expunge this territory as well. If we can kill all the priests, he cannot get his guard back. And here there are no priest units at all. No, good. So basically all his priest units are in here. This shaman, I think, is a priest, right? No, not even. Okay, so most likely all of his priests are in here, and we will try to kill them afterwards. If we kill the god and kill the priests, he can't get his god back, which is... I don't know how he's gonna survive that. That would be amazing. Let's hope that's what happens. That's sort of this Shenton frontier, isn't it? We're sieging here. We'll be moving in some units here to take this province. We might meet Shenton in the water, but he doesn't have the strongest water force here, but some, though. He might be able to actually beat what I have in these two provinces. Now I want to change it again, but it's too late. The turn has rolled over. Counter Wraith here is counter Wraithing up here, because he could have moved in here, but then I noticed he has two undead mages here that can in fact intercept him here, and he knows that I'm here with a counter Wraith. So he might want to go in here and try to control undead on me. I'm not going to fall for that. I'm going to move up here, and he's set to the same script of casting spells. So what will happen is that even if there's a meeting between the two Wraith Lords, we will stalemate, because they will both be sitting back casting spells, and they'll be able to kill anything that either of them send to each other. So the battle time will basically run out, in which case I think I would win, because the defender wins ties, right? I hope that's how it works. We'll raid this one as well. We are sending Arnold back here to assist with that. He's actually set to advance and cast spells, I think, which means that he will move forward and try to control the dead, and that would be pretty strong if that works. Anyway. Oh, there's so many things. Okay, let's move on to Quantum. Quantum moved out. I'm gonna move my entire army from here, and everything in here, including Bob, who got away scot-free. We changed his equipment a little bit now, so now he looks a little bit more reliable. And everything from down here, basically everything in here, lots and lots of Skelly Spammers, and lots of the Sacreds. We have Gunterig, who's now been kitted out properly. With his heroic ability of attack skill, it's giving him 6 extra. And he has a lot, so he's sitting at 29 with his Demon Bane. Now I'm still keeping him in the back to just stand there and hit, but he's at protection 27 and defense skill 24. He's doing pretty well for himself. He has 10 hit points because we give him 5 extra hit points with this blade. It's kind of funny. It would literally take like nothing to kill him, but he does have magic resistance 15 because of the amulet, so maybe he'll be okay if he got into a serious fight. Who knows? I scripted. I think this is important. These guys are set in sparse line formation, and so are these guys. And I split them up into 2. So we have the first line running forward will run into the ants and the lions, and they will probably die, and they'll try to get past them into the mage and archer core. The next line will follow suit and then just stick to the closest thing. Yeah. Bob is casting Strength of Guy, then Howl, and then just spamming Regeneration on whoever's nearby. Oh, I didn't have Invulnerability in here. Oh boy, that's a mistake. Oh well. Okay, I'm hoping that Bob gets away again. I'm not sure we would win. I think there's a chance we win against this fight. It's not guaranteed. I think, if anything, it will be the fact that these guys turn into were hyenas, and that they might actually, because they have magical petrifying gazes, they might be able to do something to the green lions, and that's sort of the idea here. I wanted to move in angels too, but we need them for these 2 things. I think this is way too important. We need to kill the god, and we need to make sure that he doesn't do some trickery to break the siege here. So that's why the things are happening in that order. Oh boy. This army here of Shenton, I have no idea what he's doing. I thought he moved, so he started here. Then he was from here. He had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns to my capital, right? But then he moved down south to this province, which, okay, that's a high-income province, and it would have put him in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 turns from his capital to reinforce. So I thought, okay, he's going home. Now he's moving up here. And from here, he can go into Avas? No. So is he going into the water? Then why didn't he pass into the water? So is he moving to me? But then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't understand this move at all. So I'm glad that he's not using those very efficiently anymore. They're just sort of wandering around, raiding non-significant territories at this point. I think all of these provinces are cut off from income because we're just sitting on this fort, so he's not drawing any income from all of this. This one is, well, it's tracing a route up here, of course. In the water, we are now recruiting here to reclaim the water that he is taking from us here. I should maybe have recruited a leader in here to take these 2 sharks and help, or whatever. In the water, we are sending Gollum, our newest Wraithlord, down here to do the same kind of kill Wraith scripts. Again, I think we will win in the battle time out, but we also have Arnold here who's gonna curse the guy and then mind burn him for the rest of the fight and then retreat. So that's happening. He's searching here, of course. Worth noting that Donner here, who I moved out to start blood hunting in this province, was sneaking, so he didn't participate in the battle, and he will slowly leave this province and sneak over here, where there's a good population as well, and a laboratory. He's sneaking because we might have a guard coming in this turn, and I don't want to deal with her. Then I've shown on most of this. This is just checking what kind of province defense he has in here, because we had a scout available for that kind of shenanigans. Not much to say about the Avas and Vraspa war. That it is as it always was. All right, that's most of the troop movements covered, I think. As always, if I miss anything, you guys can absolutely poke me and say what's happening with that army there, and I'm saving all the turns you can have. I'll be happy to go in and look or even screenshot it and show you guys if you're interested in that kind of thing. Let's move on to the summoning and crafting of the episode. Some new things are going on. We have a focus, a sanguine dowsing rod. We had who got to his target? Someone did. We of course blood hunting here. So hold on. Yeah, Folke made it into Garillion and is now blood hunting in there. And we are lacking a dowsing rod for blood hunting in the capital, so we're doing that. Gollum moving out, Frodo the Second moving out. Then we have Cast Another Heavenly Wrath. We're doing Twiceborn with Gunthermund. I need to start using these buried fathers outside. And then when they die, they can come back and be researchers, basically. Lucky roll. You might have noticed that I renamed a lot of my guys, because I finally really got into that. I've been having some fun with it. So here we have Erkeborn, forging another elixir of life. The first one went on to Frodo the Second here. For forging, and so over here we are forging the Black Heart. The Black Heart is a heart that you install in one of your dudes, and then they become an assassin. So we are gonna make an assassin now. I think that will be fun. In here we are forging a Shademail Horbergen, which gives a unit stealth. So not because you don't get stealth just because you're an assassin. You need to also have a stealth ability, and we don't actually have anyone capable of that. So I need to make stealth items as well. We can make 3 different ones, which will make it a very, very efficient stealth character. But the first one is coming in here. Then we have Contact Hill Giant, Forge Axe of Sharpness here. Up here we are doing Owl Quills again with our air magic. We're doing Auspex again, this time in Bergamum, which is here. Horror Specs, I'm doing the same thing basically now with Nature Magic, with these Nature Mages we are recruiting here, the Deer Tribe Shaman. I gave him that stave, because we need more nature gems, so we need to find more nature sites. Then another Contact Hill Giant here is the 2 of them. We found out just how effective those guys are. They can just do so many things. I want more of them, they are cheap, so let's do it this way. we are here. We are forging boots of quickness and another sword of Heatheth. Sorry. That's all of the forging, I think. Yeah. Still building a fortress in here. I'm moving this guy, Theoderic, up here to build a temple. Just again to push more dominion, but also once we hit 4 temples, which we are not at yet, but once we hit the 4 temples, the dominion strength will go up 1, and that will allow us to recruit an extra sacred per turn. Not a big difference, but just enough that I'm actually tempted to build the final extra temple, and that again will help push the dominion. I don't think we are winning a dominion victory over Quantum anymore, but whatever. Maybe we will. I think we will defeat their army here. And if not this turn, then we are weakening it enough that I think a few angels coming in with some units again, we will be able to expunge him entirely, finally. I think it's about 2 or 3 turns until the Atinium gets taken over. Let's check messages. No messages. No. Not a lot of diplomacy going on. I found out we can actually see our own score graphs, and that's kind of interesting. We had a dive, but that's it. Forts are still rising. Income it went down, but then it's going back up. And gem income, we had a dive, and I don't know exactly what turn that was. There was probably a lot of Shenton raiding, but now we are above it again. And research is slowly evening out, which is not a good thing. We wanted to keep growing exponentially, which is not. Dominion is rising. Army size is actually taking a hit, but it's pretty high. And then the city boys are not that interesting. Okay, I think this is the turn. We're raiding down here as well, just with Clodomir, who is already twice born. So if we lose him, it's actually a good thing. Same here, just moving in one guy in case he didn't put up any province defense. You never know. And I might even want to fly an angel on top of this next turn if we can make it there. Probably can. This guy, see, it's pretty funny. They can move almost anywhere, but there's one province that he can't make it to, and that's this one in here. Just a little bit too far off. Probably because it's a cave, maybe. Same with these guys here. They can't make it there. So we only get the 3 angels against the god that we had in here. But fingers crossed, we might kill the god of Shenton. 2 almost did it last time. Back then, she didn't have the affliction, which if you look at it, it's a pretty significant reduction to her health. Never healing wound -22, and that affects her, her total hit points, but also her regeneration, which we are attacking the turn 1 this time around, not waiting at 2 turns, so she won't be able to cast as many spells either. I think we've got her, and I think this is the turn. This is the turn. Did I forget something? I probably did, but yeah. I'm moving on to the next turn. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one. We are doing really well in this game, and I dare say I think I might win at this point. Yeah. So let's hope that that's how it goes. And yeah, wish me luck. Bye-bye.